My mom and I were recently talking about Mirlitons and all the wonderful recipes that she used to make with them. This is such an interesting plant, so it's definitely a part of Louisiana's culinary and horticulture heritage. And I pronounce it Mirliton, but you may pronounce it as mer-la-tonhs, Mirliton, or vegetable pear, which is one of the other common names. And in Spanish-speaking communities, they pronounce it as chayote. So what I love about this is it's actually a squash, and this entire fruit here is the seed. There's one seed in here, and even though it's a little bit early in the year, you can go ahead, if you have an indoor protected space, and plant these so you can get an earlier start. This is a warm season vegetable crop, and it's going to grow throughout the summer. It'll start blooming in the summer because it's a long day crop, and then you'll start to see the harvest and the fruit develop in September, and you can harvest all the way through first frost. Now technically it's a perennial, but you'd have to have a mild winter and bury it with a lot of mulch after the first frost. Now planting the Mirliton is very interesting because this is actually going to produce the shoot and the root out of the larger end of this structure. When you plant it, you'll bury it at about 2/3, but bury it at an angle in the potting media or in a raised bed such as this, because you'll want to leave the smaller end protruding a little bit out of the soil surface. And even though you'll need to water these during the summer, it's important to note they don't like wet feet. So planting them in a raised bed like this or in a higher spot in your yard is going to be the key to doing this. Once established, these plants will grow to be quite large, so you'll need to make sure you already have in place a good sturdy structure like this material right here so that it can vine on. And you do not need two different plants to actually pollinate because the male flowers and the female flowers grow on one plant. However, having a couple of different plants does improve your chance for pollination. It's important to research your sources for these because finding true Louisiana heritage Mirliton varieties will give you the best results. For Get It Growing, I'm Jason Stagg with the LSU AgCenter.